Hey guys, here's another room type experience I had. It's not a bad one, but it's a good one nonetheless. Alright, so I go to sleep one night and I'm having a dream. Now, what this is a dream inside an illusion room. So it's two things that happen. It's not scary, it's not. But it's cool because this is what it's like when you're on the other side, when you're dead. For certain people. Just another different state, okay? Different place in the world. So anyway, I am with my cousin, the one I don't like, currently. And I'm with another guy, I don't know who he is. We're all walking, and I gotta move, okay? Remember the word move. So I gotta move from point A to another building. And so we're walking around, and it's snowing, and it's nighttime, and it's 3 feet of snow. We're walking, and I pass a place I used to live, and I said, hey, I used to live there. I hated it. I used to live there. And everybody's like, yeah, okay. So we keep walking, we're walking through the snow, we're walking through a suburb, we're walking through the snow, lots of snow, and I feel like I'm in Windsor. Or something, and I'm passing by all these buildings, and I know them all because I used to live here. And I'm passing them by, walking by, and the snow is deep. Really, it's like up to here. We're trudging through it, and all of a sudden we come to this building. It's like lights, so it's really lit up. It's like a mini mall sort of thing. Like a Greyhound station or a Via Rail station, but it's huge. It's not like a normal Greyhound, but it's something like this, okay? So we're there, and we walk in, and we go, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going in there to get a coffee or something. So I go in with my cousin, and we get in this building, and we walk in, and it's like a mall. And then I walk down the aisle, and there's a coffee shop to my right. And I'm looking in the coffee shop, and there's kids and families drinking coffees and eating treats and things. And they're all having a good time. And I go, I want a coffee. And then I keep going. But I wanted a coffee, right? They're cold. Now, the snow and cold usually means you're without Christ, okay? That's what it usually means. When you dream of snow, or you're cold all the time, that means you're without Christ. You don't have Christ in you. Just the tip. So I'm thinking the snow, when I wake up, I'm thinking the snow, I'm without Christ or whatever, but it means two different things at the same time. So I don't know if the other one is. I'm still working on it. But anyway, I'm in this mall now. It's nice and warm. All the families are here eating, drinking. And we walk past the coffee shop, we take a right, we're going down, it's like a mall, there's shops on the sides, and there's people running around, there's people walking, no violence, no angry people, they're just playing and shopping, kids are running around playing, and I'm walking, my cousin takes off, he's running through the shops looking at things, and I keep walking, I come to an escalator, I go down the escalator, I could have kept going further on the second floor, but I go down the escalator. Now I'm on a different level. I go down, there's more shops, like a mall. Everybody's happy still, running around playing. And as I take a left, and then I go down the hall to a hallway that's going left. Now you could have kept on going in the mall, but I took a left and it changed. As I'm walking down here, there's no shops, there's no people. There's people, but there's no shops. There's like benches to sit and read. There's tables in this hallway. People are like waiting. And kids are still playing and shit. And I get through the end of the hall, I get into this other room, and it's a big ass room. And I'm looking, and there's lines of people, like at an airport. And I look at one line, and it's a church. A group of people from a church. And they're all waiting. They got their bags and they're all standing there waiting. And they're in a line that's roped off or fenced out, like a railing for this line. And there's a door. And they're waiting for the door to open. Then they go to wherever they're going. And it's like a whole church. 150 to 100 people waiting in this big ass long line. And they're all talking, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? It's pretty cool. So then I look over here, I get past them, and on this side there's another line. There's less people, and there's a bunch of families. It's not a church, it's just families and things. And they're waiting for another door to open. And I walk on a little further, and there's another door with more people. I go on this side, there's people lined up, and there's more here. I get done that. I keep going in the same big room, and then over here is security. There's a big window, and there's policemen walking around inside, police officers, and they're coming in this room, and they're going walking around this big, huge hallway thing. There's this one girl, she's like 8 feet tall. 8 feet tall. And she's standing beside the door. And I'm on the other side of the room and I'm just staring at her like, I mean, huge. Huge! I was Sasquatch. I mean, she ain't muscle like a Sasquatch, but she's tall. And I ain't never seen shit like that before. And I'm like, I'm looking at her, she looks at me, and finally she just breaks my eye. Like we both linked up, we're staring at each other. Finally, she just breaks contact and takes off, walking, I guess to do her security rounds. And she's dressed up like a cop. Beyond that door, there's a janitor door for a janitor room. And the door opens up, and my friend walks out. And I knew from Windsor. I knew him he's still alive. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? What are you doing? I didn't know you worked here. And he goes, oh yeah, I just come here to work, get some extra money, you know. And I'm like, I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? But I mean, I'm here, right? And we wave at each other, and we say a couple things across the hallway. And he's like, I go, okay, I gotta go and see you. Whatever. My cousin, he's still running around in here. I see him running, so I decided to chase him. So as I go to chase him, I come across another line of people waiting at a door. And they're all school, a whole fucking schoolroom of kids. And they're all girls and guys. And they all got luggage like they're going to Africa or something, waiting for a jet. That's what it looks like they're doing. And they're talking like that. Oh, I can't wait to get there. It's going to be great. Oh, I can't wait. They're having so much fun. It's like a school trip. La, 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 la. That kind of conversation. And I'm freaking out. Finally, I leave that part where all the rooms and lines of people are, and I go this way, and I start getting into like building materials in the hallway, and I'm looking for the washroom because I got to piss. So I'm looking for the washroom. I ask people, where's the washroom? And they go, oh, you go that way and hang a right. So I go that way and hang a right. I don't know where it is, can't find it. So I ask someone else, where's the washroom? And they go, it's to the left. Go, it's right there, around that corner. So I go around the corner and there's the washroom. But as I get to the washroom, my cousin runs by and I want to get a hold of him. So I run after him and I forget where the washroom is. So I'm like, son of a bitch. So there's all these building materials, like pallets of concrete and pipes and lights and building stuff, right, on the sides. And I'm in this hallway, and all of a sudden I start being pulled. I can feel it. I pull. It's pulling me. So I start walking down this hallway, and there's this pull that's pulling me. And I get to it, and I can't get away. I can't get away. And I can see my flesh going, pulling out a little bit. All around my chest, around my neck, around my head, around my arms. And it's pulling me like that. And so I just keep walking. and I stop. There's a fence, like a barrier, a fence barrier, and behind the fence barrier is like a room, not a room, but an area full of building materials. I don't want to go. To me, it's like a void. Whatever's pulling me is like a void, a dead void. And I'm like, nah, that don't feel right to me, and I don't want to go in there, and I'm kind of scared. So I'm looking for my cousin. I walk this way, past whatever sucked me. I'm trying to walk, and it's sucking me back. And I don't know what it is in all this junk, building materials, that's sucking me. So I walk this way because I think my cousin's there, and there ain't nothing there. It's just more hallways full of junk. So I come back this way, and all of a sudden there's a kid standing beside in the junk, and he's going, and I'm standing there, and it's sucking me in, and he's going, hey, and I go, hey, and I go, what the hell is sucking me? What is it? What's going on in there? What is it? And I feel like he's got the answers. This kid, and he's like, I don't know, I'm just building things. I'm using things to build, and I'm like, all right. And all of a sudden, on top of this box or crate, where the suck's coming from, that's sucking me into it, on top of this crate, do you know what a ship steering wheel is? I don't know the words for ships, okay? But it's one of them pirate steering wheels. Spin it around, it's got the spokes and the little handles on it. You spin it for the ship, like an old wooden ship. It's one of those, but it's made out of silver. And it rises, it levitates off the crate. And it's spinning around as it levitates. And as it spins, it comes up like that. And shows itself as a steering wheel. And it's spinning. And I'm like freaking out because I'm thinking it's whatever's living in the vortex void is controlling this steering wheel. So I'm looking at the guy and I'm like, do you see it, you dumb son of a bitch? He's still playing with his fucking tools or whatever he's doing. I'm like, holy shit, I'm freaking out. I'm trying to back up. This thing is spinning around a steering wheel for the ship. A silver steering wheel for a ship. So all of a sudden, it goes back vertical and then it lays down, but it's still spinning. I wake up. I bust my ass back to St. Lucian, where I live, and I know the difference because I'm not in St. Lucian. And I'm screaming for Christ. I'm like, Jesus, I just had this fucking crazy dream. It means something. I don't know what's going on, and I'm still seeing it. He goes, okay, I'll be there in a minute. And so he comes down. Well, I think it was the Christ that works in the zombie illusion room that I created. He works in there. He's a Christ. So he comes to me. He goes, what is it? What? Show me. So he comes in. He brings his soul energy in me or whatever they do. And he's seeing now what I'm seeing. So I'm like, there. See that? I go, there's a fucking, what are they, gravity well. I go, there's a gravity well in this, and the ship's steering wheel was sucking me into it. And I don't know what's going on. And he goes, well, I don't know. And I go, well, you gotta go check it out because that thing is sucking me into it. He goes, okay, hold on. So he goes down there first, and then I come down behind him, and I'm walking with him. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm going, this is this. I go, look at this place. All these people are lined up. And I go, what the hell's going on? And I go, they're all friendly. To me, they're all friendly. So he walked. I don't know what to do. I'm just watching. Christ walks up. He goes, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. And she goes, yeah, what is it? And he goes, where am I? And she sort of laughs, and she goes, the Dearborn Distribution Center. Don't you know nothing? And he goes, oh, I just got here. Dearborn Distribution Center. And I'm like, what? And he goes, thank you, ma'am. And she goes, bless you, and all this stuff. And then we walk on further. He walks up. He goes, hey, security officer. He goes, security. I got a question. He goes, where am I? She goes, the Dearborn Distribution Center. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm losing my mind. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, okay, thank you. And he goes, Rich, guess what? I go, what? And he goes, Christ goes, we're in the Dearborn distribution center. I go, yeah, I get it, I get it. And I go, what the hell is that? And he goes, well, it's a distribution center. He goes, people that are traveling. He stops me. There's people walking by. He goes, look. He goes, you live in St. Lucian, right? I go, yeah. And he goes, you want to travel to Africa? And he goes, you want to travel to Africa? He goes, well, you and me, can we just fly there and go by ourselves? He goes, people that die can't do this. They don't know how to do it, or they don't want to do it. So they get a ticket and they take a plane, or they take a boat, or they take a train or a bus. And you have to go to these distribution centers to get the boat, the plane, the train, or the bus. Or there's other ways to do it too. And he goes, this is where we are. And he goes, all these people are souls that don't know how to just fly from St. Lucian to Africa, or to Iceland, or Norway, or England. You get what I'm saying? In the spirit world, they don't know how. So they take, and it's for everybody. This isn't, you can go from place to place to place, and you just go to the distribution center. And he goes, also, products are distributed. So products from India are shipped to the distribution center here, where you come and pick them up. So if you order something from India, you can come to the Dearborn distribution center and pick it up. Now he goes, there's distribution centers, hundreds of them, on every level. He goes, there's less way up top in the highland, like up in level 14 and all that, but down low in the lower astral and up, there's hundreds and thousands of distribution centers everywhere. And he goes, you're just in the Dearborn distribution center. So anyway, I go, okay, I get it. I'll go. And then he goes, I go, well, we gotta find the well thing, the wealth. So I take him to the place where the kid was, and all the junk, and I go, that's where the void was, that's where the well was, that's where the well. And he goes, I don't get it. He goes, I don't see nothing. And I go, yeah, it's gone. The silver steering wheel is gone. I told him about the steering wheel, and it was a cold void, and it made no sense. And he goes, well, you go back. I'm going to stay here and check it out and ask about the ship's steering wheel and all this stuff. And I go, okay. So I go back to St. Lucian. I just close my eyes, tell myself St. Lucian, and I fly. And I wake up in St. Lucian. Open my eyes in St. Lucian when I stop. So that's how I travel through astral land. I wake up, I'm having my coffee, and I'm thinking about the dream. I'm having my coffee on the computer, I'm thinking about the dream. Ship steering wheel. And then I remember that Crosby, Stills, Nash song. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, I don't know, about a ship and a sailing and all that. And I'm thinking about it, and all of a sudden I go, yeah, it's silver. That's some kind of metal, spiritual world metal. The whole thing was silver, it wasn't wood. So, and my impression of it was, I'm not doing anything in my life. And he goes, you gotta find, I heard or felt it or know it, that I gotta find a course in my life to do something. And I'm like, wow, I gotta steer the ship. The ship is me. The steering wheel was saying, you're in a void. You're going into a void. Find something to do with your life, or you're going to be in the void of just, right? So, I gotta go do something, find a job. I have a couple job offers coming, so stuff like that. I gotta get the course to do something. A reason to live, because really I ain't fucking doing nothing. So that's what that meant. and I was in the distribution center. Now, it was in the Windsor area, but it felt more like it was in Essex County or Tecumseh, LaSalle, something like that. It felt like LaSalle. Yeah, LaSalle. So farther on from it. And it was right along the river. That's where it felt I was at. And that is where my friend came out. And he's still alive. But he's still alive on the earth and living in Windsor. But when he dreams, he comes to the distribution center to help out. Now, my cousin, the one I don't like, he's running around like he knows the place. I feel like I know the place. I've been here before. I feel like I know it, but I'm not familiar with it. So there's two people, there's probably many more, that come to the distribution center. So it's like a big giant mall. There's a mall connected to it, to the distribution center. And whatever this, I know the vortex because I've been there before, where I ain't doing nothing. And what it was saying was, steer your ship into doing something, or you're going to enter the void. So, I'm living on the earth and I ain't doing shit. Do I want to get into the void? Do I want to be sucked into the void? No, I don't. That's some scary shit. So anyway, Dearborn Distribution Center. Distribution Center. Good place to go. Good place to hang out. Get yourself a job there. All nice people. And you meet a lot of people traveling all over. So anyway, and I thought it was, I gotta look up where Dearborn is. You know Dearborn in Michigan? I think it's Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn Distribution Center. But it was in Windsor. I mean, that's where I know. It was on this side of the Detroit River. So that's what it's like in the spirit world. Over near the airport, the Detroit airport. Okay, so LaSalle, the river, and you get the big giant Detroit airport. Yeah. It was like in that area. So the airport would be here in physical reality in Detroit area. But in the spirit world, you get the distribution center. Fucking right. Just thought of that now. Wow. That's cool, man. So, see how much that lower astral mimics the actual reality? And all the ghosts that pass by you, knock things over in your apartment? Or shit when you're out doing stuff, or you're in a motel room? You see all that? Because the veil is so thin. The veil is you. You're a veil. Ain't too hard to figure out. But anyway, the rooms are different. Like, the rooms differ in strength and stuff like that. But it's all in the lower astral. The Dearborn Distribution Center is in the lower astral. People that live in the Detroit, Windsor area probably been there 1,000 times because it's a huge ass mall full of cool things. Toys beyond belief. So anyway, if you're spiritually knowledgeable enough, will yourself to the Dearborn Distribution Center and talk to all these cool people. Pretty cool. I thought it was cool. And I got to learn about it. I got the name from Christ. Christ went down there, investigated. He got the name. I guess he found out what the hell the steering wheel was for and why. And it was symbolically there. Either symbolically there or it's there for a purpose for me and other people, travelers that don't have a reason to do. We don't have nothing to live for. Nothing fucking interests us anymore. Don't give a shit. And everything you want to do, everything that's good, costs you thousands of dollars. And you ain't got it. So what the fuck? And I ain't spending my life working it off to save up for something I want to do when I'm 90. Alright? So, later guys. Just thought it'd be pretty cool for you guys to little experience I had. That's what it's like in the lower astral when you die. And you're with churches or schools, and they form groups and they go traveling. Well, you got to go to the Dearborn distribution center and wait for your flight or your Greyhound bus. And you say you want to go from Detroit in the astral to Florida. You don't fucking know how to get there. You don't want no problems. You don't want no evil psychos. So you take a specially good, secure vehicle of some sort, a bus, train, and you go. And it's all happy. A whole church group going to fucking Florida to do whatever they're going to do. Or a school group, or independent travel, goods and produce, I don't know. But that's what I saw. That's what's going on. Later, guys.